Hey, I'm Elise Bonarelli. I'm the director at Vector Space. We are a community makerspace right on 5th Street, and we like to do community collaborative projects. One of our projects this summer was a summer camp with high school students where they got to use woodworking skills to each build their own table. Vector Space is a workshop with lots of different tools, lots of different medium for artists, for entrepreneurs, for engineers, for anyone who likes to make something to come and get involved. So there's a few ways that you can do that. There's membership. You can pay a monthly fee, and sort of like a gym, you get access to the space and can use it for however you'd like. We open membership quarterly, and once you are oriented and trained, then you can join our community of 200 makers who come in and use that space to make the projects that you've been thinking about. So for youth, we have different ways for them to get involved as well. Teens can participate in a project-based learning experience at Vector Space. Projects like this table project, but also this fall we have Combat Robots, a project coming up where each student will build their own 3-pound robot and then compete at our Combat Robot event in the fall. And then we also have fashion design, so students can design their own jacket and hat and have them runway ready by the end of the camp and participate in a runway show. Woodworking was an ambitious project for us to try with high schoolers. We haven't done a program that utilizes the wood shop like this one did. So it took a lot of pre-planning with Des and I to make it work. But in the end, we had 8 high school participants who did really well. They learned a lot. They each put some creativity into what they made. And Des will talk a little bit about the process.
So I'm Des Black. I'm a volunteer trainer at Vector Space. And when Elise shared the opportunity to do this, we decided what the product would be, and it would be a table, something that I designed earlier in that year, but it also incorporated all the different sorts of machine tools and hand tools that you need to learn woodworking. The 8 students, fortunately, we had 4 girls and 4 boys between 14 and 17, and they all come in with very limited or no woodworking experience. So we started with the basics, and the first day was a classroom. They learned how to draw to scale, 1-to-1 scale, the actual design of the top of the table. And once they got through that and they understood what it was they were making, and they did have a sample, we had a table there for them to look at. We then introduced them to measuring using rulers and squares, combination squares, 45 degrees, to use miter boxes for 45-degree and 90-degree cuts, hand saws, as well as table saw, chop saw, band saw, drum sander, and a planer. And with those tools, of course, they went through a safety routine, every one of them, of what the tool was, how it worked, how to do the task, demonstrated how to do it, and then stood with them as they did it. And either Elise or I, the 2 trainers, were always with the student if they were near a machine tool. They had their own workspace area and started to develop their table, starting at the tabletop. So they had to do this in 5 days. We started at 9 a.m., finished at 3 p.m., where we did a cleanup. The woodworking shop never looked as clean after the kids had finished cleaning than I've seen it before. And we went through that process for the whole 5 days to the end where we finished the tables. I think it was only one that wasn't quite finished, but it was the next week. And they all got to take their tables home and to show their parents. So at the end, we think it was a successful project. There was no injuries, no band-aids. Everyone was happy. There was no stress in the sense that if someone looked distressed, they all asked questions, which was good. And what really pleased me is they listened very carefully. Not one of the students pulled out their cell phone to play with it. I thought that was a good sign of focus and intent. So it was a great project to work on.
It was really great to see the students' confidence build throughout the week too. You could even see it in their posture when they stand at a saw at the beginning of the week. They don't want to be close, they're a little timid, they're scared of it. But by the end of the week, they felt confident in their cut, they knew the process, they know how to walk through it mentally before they do it. If they do have a question, they would come to one of us. So they made a lot of great progress in that 1 week. And we've already seen one student back for another class since then too,
which is
fun.
great.
Yeah.
Yep.
We think that community involvement is a really important aspect of each of the student projects that we do at Vector Space. So whenever we finish with a student project, whether it's something they're taking home or something that's going to live on in the community, we're always looking for opportunities for them to be able to share their work, to show what they've learned, to talk about it with people, and to be proud of what they've done. So we are definitely grateful to the Academy for allowing them to show their work here. We had a nice opening reception. I know that students were excited for this opportunity for their work to be seen by the public. For many of them, this was their first woodworking project, and to have it in a gallery is a really special experience. So we're really grateful for that partnership. These teens obviously had a great time this week learning and creating something beautiful. If your teen or if you are interested in getting involved and coming to use our space at Vector Space, we invite you to come out for an open house on the first Friday of every month. We're open from 5 to 8 p.m. We'll show you around, give you a tour. You can meet some of our members, see what they're up to and what they're making. And we also have a free hands-on activity that's family-friendly during our first Friday events. You can visit our website. We're vector-space.org. You can also find us on social media at Vector Space HQ.